are now listening to Regular Guys Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Regular Guys. Guess who's back? Back again. It's me, your host, PJ. I'm back. I'm back like LeBron's hairline suddenly reappeared. I'm back like when MJ went to play baseball and realized it's just not his thing. I know you all missed me. Jake especially missed me, but I'm just glad to see everyone. We got a great episode coming up talking about dark horses. What is a dark horse really? We'll get into that in a little bit. Hey, we also got some other news. NBA playoff picture is set. We got some opinions on that. Love to share with you. And the hype. The hype. I mentioned something a few weeks ago that I was hyped for. I want to tell you, gentlemen, what it is later. Of course, I'm joined with my guy, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. International, Bad Bunny's cousin, Jacob Santiago. What's up, Jake?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
El conejo malo. What's
Good
up?
to see you, buddy.
How you doing?
We call him the
So-
Mild
so-
Bunny.
So
What
are
it
you
is.
back? I'm assuming you're back, right?
Yeah, are you
this-
back for good, bro? Or are you like a
No,
seasonal
'cause-
guy?
This might
I've
actually be
nev-
my last show, like, to be honest with you. But
I've never heard someone say that they were back as many times as PJ said he
Yeah.
was back.
I am Espalda.
Like at this point, it's kind of expected.
Okay.
Matt, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
I said, what's up, Matt? Talk to
Happy
the
to be
people.
here. I'm happy to be here.
You-
Happy to be back with the
Yeah,
guys.
you guys can't see it,
PJ's
but
back. Fear the stash. I got this sweet
so Matt,
stash
he's
growing
growing
right
this
now,
mustache.
man.
Yeah.
Sweet stash.
I think that's why he's talking so slow, because he has like 3 pounds of like
I'm coming
nasty
on
hair
30,
on his
so I
head.
said-
Just weighing him down.
Let me embrace the old look. You
It's-
know? Let me just go ahead and embrace it.
That's why he's talking so much slower. You know,
Yeah.
way
looks
too
like-
much hair.
He looks like a dad.
Yeah, you know.
Hey,
Dad bod
dark
joke.
horses, gentlemen. So the theme for this week, dark horses. What does that mean? It's the underdog. Everybody loves a good underdog story, right? Like when Jake finally got married, we never thought it was gonna happen.
Wow.
Great underdog story. We
No.
love the underdog story.
Goodness.
So we're gonna talk about the NFL. What's the team no one expects to make the dance, to make the Super Bowl? The guys got their pick. I got my pick. We're gonna hash it out, see who our underdog is for the 2021 season. We're also gonna talk about underdog for the playoff teams. It's set in the NBA. Who's gonna make it? Now, a dark horse team, it can't be a super team, right? It can't be a Chiefs, can't be a Bucks, a team you expect to make it. Can't be a Nets, can't be a Lakers, even a Sixers, right? Those are teams that are solid, that have a good chance. We want the teams that no one is counting on to make it. That's what we're talking about today. Why don't we jump into it, gents? Dark horses of the NFL. I've got a team. It's actually a team I really dislike, so it hurts me to say this, but I could see them going. Matt's got a team. Jake's got a team. Hopefully, it's not the Giants, because we're sure he's going to talk about the Knicks in the NBA anyways.
Unfortunately.
But let's just get into it. Mustache Matt, who's your dark horse team?
All right. So my dark horse team is going to be my favorite team, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, why do I feel they are a dark horse team to make it to the big dance in the Super Bowl is because I'll start off with their strength of schedule. Currently, they have the 9th easiest schedule. Also, to the addition of Carson Wentz. Now, I know what you're thinking, Eagles fans. Carson Wentz is broken, blah, blah, blah.
He's broken.
He threw so many picks.
He's done.
He lost his job to Jalen Hurts, who may not even be the long-term
trash.
answer. But have no fear, because Frank Reich is here. Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator of that Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl. Now, you may be saying Frank Reich didn't even call the plays. That is true, but he did design them. They had a chemistry. A lot of variables have to be considered into Carson Wentz. The guy was sacked 50 times last year. Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, the other tight end, I can't remember his name. Those guys were constantly on the
Dallas
injury
Goedert.
report. Yeah, Goddard. There you go. They were constantly on the injury report. Constantly. So you have a guy out there trying to make plays. Yeah, he's going to throw a lot of picks. He was leading the league in picks. He got benched. So I get that. It was just time for a change. Insert Indy. I honestly think, I'm not saying he's going to come out here and be MVP, but I mean, they said the same thing about Phillip Rivers. He was bad his last year with the Chargers, led the league in interceptions, came to Indy, took us to 11-5 record to the playoffs. Almost, honestly, should have beat the Bills, but because of his lack of mobility, we couldn't get it done. But he had 11 picks, so he shrunk his interceptions in half. If you look at what we're working with as a Colts organization, last year we ranked 7th as an offensive line. So for a guy who got hit 50 times, sacked 50 times, welcome to the Indianapolis Colts wall, who just added Eric Fisher. Yes, he had a torn Achilles, but I feel he will be back better than ever. As far as rushing goes, the Colts have a top 10 rushing attack led by Jonathan Taylor. We also brought back Marlon Mack, return of the Mack, 1-2 punch there. And defense last year, we were at number 10 and is only going to get better with the additions of Kwity and Dayo Adengbo, 2 edge guys in the NFL draft. So I'm honestly feeling pretty good about the Colts and where they stand. Again, you don't need Carson Wentz to come in and be, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Just be good enough and allow the team who was already good before you, allow you to carry you. So that's my dark horse candidate to potentially make the Super Bowl.
I gotta be honest, that was a lot of stats. It was very informational, but it was probably the most boring pitch I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'm so glad that that's over. You basically
it's the stash, man.
You basically based your entire hopes and dreams on Carson Wentz. Yeah, whatever. I mean,
but that's what dark horses are. A lot
yeah,
of things have to go right,
I
though.
hope that works out for you, man. Carson Wentz where's he from? North Dakota State?
Yeah, man.
Yikes.
Bison.
Hey, good for you. I think the only thing you got going for you is that the AFC South is complete trash this year.
What about the Texans?
The Texans don't even know who their QB is.
They're playing 3 running backs.
I mean, they know who he is, but
Titans, they're all right. I mean, they lost a lot of pieces this year. I think they're going to take a step back. Jags.
I think the Jags will surprise. I honestly think the Jags will surprise. I'm not saying playoffs.
I think they need some work. Yeah, I think they need a little bit of work. The Colts are clearly the favorite to win that division. I think that's all you got going for you. Wentz is trash. Everyone knows it. Jake, who's your dark horse team?
Come back to this.
So I picked Washington football team.
Is this going to be more exciting than this Colts nonsense?
I'm going to try.
Let's do it, man. Spice it up.
The only reason why I picked Washington football team, they had one of the best defenses last year, and they didn't really lose much. And you're adding the only question mark, and I'm going to say it now, is Ryan Fitzpatrick. We have no idea how he's going to be. If he's Fitzmagic for all 16 games, great, perfect game manager. Let the defense do what it has to do. Just don't turn over the ball. They'll be perfectly fine. They added Curtis Samuel, who his 40 time was exactly 4.3. So he is so fast right there with Terry McLaurin. So that 1-2 punch right there is going to be really good for him. So they're a division rival with the Giants. That division's very up in the air. Anyone can take it. You're going to talk about the Cowboys. But I really see Washington being something dangerous.
Major spoiler.
I really see them being dangerous. They almost took the Bucks out in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I'm actually sad that they're not giving
Taylor Heineke
a chance. He was on the Vikings, and I actually really love Taylor Heineke.
I wouldn't be shocked
give him a chance.
If Fitzpatrick is there also as a mentor for him.
Yeah, I'd give him a shot, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's the guy, but I'd love to see him with a full offseason working with the ones in mini camp, OTA, training camp, and just give him a shot. What's
But
the worst that happens? He's trash. Like the football
I
team
mean,
has had bad QBs for a long time, and like you said, they were able to win based on that good defense. I think if you get a moderate season out of Heineke, you could do some stuff.
yeah, because they were the number 2 defense, 14 in rush defense. But I mean, no one's really. Saquon wasn't there last year, so he's gonna be back. So you do have Saquon, and let's see what Zeke does. So the run defense does have to improve on that end. But I like Washington. Let's see what happens with them. They're just a exciting team.
All right, so my team, gentlemen, which will be our team, because I'll convince you that your picks
It will
are
not
not
be our
dark
team.
horsey enough. The Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan at all. As a Viking, there's kind of a soft rivalry there. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I think they got a squad. We already know about the offense. It's great. Dak Prescott, his leg, it made the letter L last year, as did their season. We know what happened. He got injured. Before the injury, MVP campaign. Was doing amazing. Why? He's got so many weapons. Great O-line, Zeke, and 3 receivers that could be number 1 in any offense. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper. We know about the offense. The defense, you might say. The defense, though, worst in Cowboys history. Yeah, atrocious last year. How do they remedy that? 8 of their 11 draft picks, the first 6 straight defense. They're adding Micah Parsons with a healthy Leighton Vander Esch. That's a great linebacker core right there to start off with. They showed up the backfield. Of course, they took Trevon Diggs last year. They grabbed 2 other corners this year. They're really going to work on that secondary that got beat up last year. Also, who they add as a D coordinator, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, terrible football coach, terrible head coach for the Falcons. Great defensive coach. That's an amazing D coordinator add. Even if the Cowboys went from dead last in defense to just the middle of the pack, 15, 16, that right there is 5 or 6 wins. I have the Cowboys as my dark horse team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way. Any complaints, gents? Yeah, I didn't think so. Great pick.
Yeah, we're not going to agree with the fact that we're going to take America's team.
So let's see it.
Don't get me wrong, it's a nice, option. But if you're telling me that their defense is going to go from being ranked 28th to all of a sudden top 10, top 15.
So you didn't listen to me then. I said even if they're at 15 or 16.
It's got to be major. I don't even know. That's not going to do it, though, for you.
That's absolutely possible. The Vikings,
against
before Zimmer, were like 22 to 24 defense. In his first year, they went top 10. Second year, top 3 defense. It's amazing.
Okay, but Mike Zimmer's a defensive coach.
So is Dan Quinn. That's what I'm saying. They brought in Dan Quinn to revamp the defense. He's a great defensive coach. He's a bad head coach, which we saw by his time management. He blew too many leads. He just doesn't know how to manage game situations, but he's a great defensive coach. So we saw how one guy can make a huge difference. Hey, you're putting all your eggs in Frank Reich being able to turn Wentz around. I can put all my hope on an established coach like Dan Quinn turning that defense around and their 8 draft picks this year.
That's cool though, but Dallas hasn't won a Super Bowl in 25 years. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're also banking on Dak.
Did you say Dallas hasn't won in 25 years and then you picked the Washington? Tell me the last time they won.
We don't have to discuss that. I'm talking about the Cowboys.
All right. So that argument gone.
Argument.
Next, Matt? What do you got to say, Matt?
It's a nice pick. Like I said, it's a nice pick. It's just a harder road for them compared to.
That is true.
Like Indy.
That is true. Colts.
That's all.
Colts have a.
It's an easier window. I mean,
right.
At the top, the top 2 are the Bills, the Chiefs. Yeah, and I feel like that next tier you have Baltimore, Cleveland, and
But Baltimore needs a quarterback.
Oh no.
Oh no, that is true though. They got weapons, but that's another story. But I see what you mean. I like your argument. It's just a harder division, harder conference, harder road to the Super Bowl. I mean, they could play Stafford and the Rams, who are much revamped. So,
Yeah,
and you
that
got to make
NFC
sure that
East.
Dak is going to come back and be like Dak before he got hurt.
That's the one thing. I'm not worried about Dak coming back from the injury. That's the last thing it's that division. That division could either be everyone's really good or it can be like last year where a playoff team comes out with no double digits and wins. Because I can see every team in that being competitive. Like if Jalen Hurts comes out slinging the ball and doing what he has to do with Philly, that's a really tough division. But it can go the other way where everyone's trash.
Philly's not going anywhere this year.
Who?
Philly.
I think Philly tanks one more year.
Yeah. What coach do they have?
Exactly.
Brandon something? Never trust any person named Brandon.
Brandon Marshall wasn't bad.
I've never met any grown man named Brandon.
Sheesh.
He's not.
So all the Brandons out there, don't listen to this guy. We appreciate you.
We love you. Follow us.
Yes,
If
please.
if your name is Brandon and you're tuned into this, get a job. Change your name.
No.
God.
I don't. Oh boy, no, but really, Philly. Yeah, I don't see Philly making many moves this year. I could be wrong. They did sign Ryan Kerrigan. That's a good pickup from Washington.
Yeah,
underrated defensive lineman.
For
so
sure.
They could make some moves.
And they got picks. I think they have.
Yeah, that is a tougher division. First. I agree with you there, Jake. But
at least 3 teams for sure can be very competitive this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm glad we agree, not the Giants. Hey, let's get off topic a little bit then.
You said dark horse, so I didn't pick an obvious one.
Nice.
Oh man.
Julio Jones. Speaking of Dan Quinn's Falcons, I guess since he's left, the team's in shambles is falling apart. Julio Jones is there. He wants out. There've been some rumors, some speculations, maybe New England? What are some possible trade destinations for Julio Jones, Matt?
Yeah, when it first came out, it was more so the Falcons were trying to trade him, not necessarily he. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's mutual at this point. I mean, he's 32, I believe, and they're trying to get younger. So the obvious ones that came out, the Chargers, Colts were on there. Chiefs possibility because of their lack of number 2 behind Tyreek Hill. But then it emerged yesterday that Julio, in fact, wants to go to the Pats. So speaking from a Colts fan interest standpoint, we don't have the cap to sign Julio or to trade for Julio. So that's not going to happen. I would like to see the Pats. I think that would be a great move for him. It'd be a great move for the Pats to cement their number 1 receiver status to help with the 2 good pieces that they got in Bourne and Aguilar. So that was as far as what I've heard so far.
Yeah, that would help out if Mac Jones does take over there. It would be good to give him a veteran that he can trust, that he can make moves, that I can bail him out, right? When he's got inaccurate throws, it's nice to have a well-established target like Julio. If he can stay healthy, if he can stay on the field. He hasn't been able to stay on the field the last few years, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. Hey, look up Julio Jones' real name, by the way. It's not Julio.
It's crazy.
It's not Julio. That doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Julio. Oh, one more off topic, gentlemen. Really briefly. Rookie training camp for the Minnesota Vikings happened. Kellen Mond is on the field slinging, gentlemen. He is slinging the rock. It looks like to me.
And it's also rookie minicamp.
It looks like to me, despite the haters.
Rookies. Yeah, who
despite the haters.
He's throwing 7th-round draft picks.
We got
undrafted.
We got a QB of the future, gentlemen. Yeah, but he's tearing those UDFAs up, though. I
mean, he should be. He played at Texas A&M major college.
We got QB of the future. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'd like to see throwing the football, but no one's catching it, and PJ's like, "Yo, he's slinging it."
Meanwhile, he's the next Kirk Cousins.
I'd like to see this happen. I want to see him sit behind Kirk for a year. not to learn from Kirk, because Kirk is boring. Like Kirk, like I bet if they open Kirk's closet up, he's got like 8 pairs of the exact same white New Balances on the floor. I
Goodness.
don't want him to be like Kirk, but I do want him to learn from Kirk. Kirk's got a good work ethic. I want him to learn behind Kirk, learn the offense, sit back there, year 2, come out, take over, take Minnesota to greatness.
And then miss a kick.
I'm excited.
No, they drafted a kicker out of Florida.
Kellen Mond can kick too, baby.
Oh, no.
They got a quarterback that can kick off.
Kellen Mond can kick too, baby. Yeah. You don't remember, oh, man. I'm showing my age here. You don't remember Doug Flutie for the Patriots? He could kick too. But that's before you guys. I think he's like 55 right now. He's might be a little too old. Hey, better than Blair Walsh. Well, we're getting off topic from
Julio Jones' real name.
Tell us.
Quantorius Lopez Jones. Where do you get Julio
Lopez
from?
Jones. I love it.
Where do you get Julio from?
Hey, it's kind of like T.Y. Hilton. T.Y.'s name is Eugene. That's the worst name possible.
Where do you get T.Y. from?
Hey, to all the Brandons and the Eugenes, if you're listening, please stop.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. We love all our fans. We love you all. Glad that you're here. We're getting off topic from off topic. So this seems like a good time. Stretch your legs, head to the locker room for halftime. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Insane Auto Detailing is the place to call for your auto detailing needs. Don't have time to wait for hours at the car wash? Our mobile detailing unit will come right to your doorstep, saving you time and energy. At Insane Auto Detailing, we offer a wide range of services from basic interior, exterior cleaning, shampoo, paint correction, and ceramic coatings. We are trained professionals here to get the job done right the first time. Call or text 239-362-4299 to schedule your appointment today. Insane Auto Detailing, taking pride in your ride.
All right, gents, we're back. Still on our theme of Dark Horse. We're going to kick it over to the NBA now. Playoffs are set. The Warriors, wow, didn't make it in. But the playoff picture is there. It's ready. We're excited to talk about it. I know Derek was excited to hear about it. Xavier is excited to hear about it. Give him a quick shout out. We're ready to talk about the NBA playoffs. But we're not going to talk the boring Lakers super squad. We're not going to talk about the Sixers, the Nets. Nah, that's... You hear all the news stories. You see all the reports. Everyone's talking about those teams. We want to talk about the underdogs. We want to talk about teams no one is expecting to make it to the finals, our dark horses. So we each got a different dark horse. Again, I'm going to convince these guys that my dark horse is the best. But this time, why don't we start it off with Jake? Jake, tell us who you got.
So for the dark horse, I know they were a top seed, but I'm going to pick the Phoenix Suns. And the main reason is, technically, you can still call them an underdog because no one's giving them the respect that I think they deserve. Chris Paul's never been to the finals. So there's that also. I really like the chemistry between him and Booker. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Lakers. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk like a lot of people think. That's going to be over in 5 games. I think it can go to 7. And if the Lakers win in 7, I'm not going to be surprised. But don't be shocked if the Suns end up winning that series also. I really like the Suns.
So your dark horse team is the Suns, but you're not surprised if they lose?
I mean, look who the Lakers are. It's not like they're nobody. That's why we're not picking them as a dark horse.
I feel like you got to have confidence in your team.
I do have confidence. I'm saying I really like them. It's an underdog, but underdogs are supposed to lose also, so you can't be shocked if they do.
Let me talk to you about my dark horse here. Let me show you what a well-crafted argument looks like. Jacob.
But Utah that you always pick for everything except the 2K?
Not Utah.
No.
Not Utah. I'm going a different route. The 24K gold Denver Nuggets.
So
Here's
same
why
thing as I said. No one uses them in 2K.
here's why I'm going the Nuggets. I use Nuggets 2K. Here's why I'm going the Nuggets. You already know about the Joker, right? MVP caliber season already. No need to stress it. The man's balling out there. But the the real thing to me that shines through is that this team didn't fall apart after the injury to Jamal Murray. Superstar in his own, uh, probably the top option on that offense. Team adjusted. They adjusted. They kept rolling. Finishes a number 3 seed because their depth really showed off, and they had guys step up. I believe it was episode 3. We mentioned for them to make a run, Michael Porter Jr. would have to step up. Michael Porter Jr. has stepped up. He's improved his points per game from 9 to 19. Sure, he has more playing time, but he's improving his scoring as well as his efficiency. 54% shooting, that's up from 50% from last year. He's he's improving and he's becoming now the number 2 option behind Jokic. But what really stands out to me is their defense. Jokic is super underrated as a defender. Of course, he's got that Hall of Fame intimidator, not easy to score on. But he actually leads the team in steals also. They also have that Spaniard, Facundo Campazzo, great guy. I love it. He's I think he's 5'9", 5'10", something like that. Repping for all the short guys. Uh, he's an underdog for even rookie of the year voting. He's third in steals for rookies. He's pretty pesky. They uh one game he's guarding Dame. Next game he's guarding Steph. You know, he's guarding guards that are actual superstars, not backups, and he's holding his own. What I'm saying to you is the loss of Jamal Murray, man, that team has really shown that they can navigate that just fine. They've got guys that are stepping up and not just stepping up with play time. They're stepping up their efficiency. They're stepping up their defense. Nuggets can make a run. That is my dark horse team. Matt, who do you got?
My dark horse team actually proved to us last year that they could make a run. And I'm going with the Miami Heat. Now, you might be saying they made the finals last year. How's that a dark horse? Well, because in the Eastern Conference division conference where the Nets are drastically better from last year, the Sixers are actually better from last year. Milwaukee's Milwaukee, and the Knicks are a new, threat there as well. They're still flying underneath the radar. They're your 6th seed this year. And surprisingly, I'm not going to say surprisingly, as we know and love from their great, top 10 defense, Miami Heat, that they bring in that culture, took the Bucks game 1 today into OT, lost by 2. So they're gritty. They're not afraid to make the tough play. They're not afraid to get dirty, so to speak. Jimmy Butler's leading a great crew of guys. Bam, Duncan Robinson, who looks like the guy from Jimmy Neutron, Tyler Hero, Iguodala. And I think this is the one guy who didn't actually play majority of the finals, but he's a guy who was really missed, and that's Dragic. He dropped 25 today. Now he's a key piece because he knows the flow of the offense. He's, unlike Kendrick Nunn, who's nice, but he's still young. Dragic's been in the league for some years, so he knows how to pace the game and make it that Miami Heat brand of basketball, where it's going to be gritty. They're going to take you down to the end, but it's not like they're going to be out of it. So in all honesty, based off of their attitude and we don't care who you are, you're going to have to come through us. You're still going to have to give us your all, as we saw today, game 1. They're my underdogs to potentially make it back to the finals again.
Yeah, I think they beat Milwaukee, to be honest. I don't trust Milwaukee in the playoffs.
The Heat, they're just tenacious, man. They're relentless. They've got
Yeah.
scrappy guys, and I think that's a direct result of Jimmy B's leadership.
Yeah.
Man doesn't give up, and he demands it the same from his teammates too.
It just really sucks that they lost Victor Oladipo for the year. I was really excited when they got him. I thought he was the missing piece to help elevate, so that way Jimmy didn't have to play so many minutes. I'm looking at the minutes total right now. Jimmy's leading with 46. So
I mean, we saw how he was in the finals that one game. I think
he was exhausted.
He was done.
But Victor would have helped you not have to play so many minutes, I think.
Would he? Oladipo hasn't been the same for like the last 2 seasons.
But he doesn't need to be all-star Oladipo, just enough to where you can shave off 8 minutes of Jimmy's time to keep him more fresh. Good enough.
I'd save cap and just sign a veteran for that.
But
Hey, wait, look up Victor Oladipo's name as well. Not Victor.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This man got a Wakanda name.
Yeah, but Jimmy B, yeah. I could be convinced that the Heat are a good underdog. I just like what Denver's doing. They play a real, like a complete opposite game, I would think, of the Heat. They're right? They're not they're not as gritty as the Heat are. They're a little bit more finesse, a little bit more, I don't know, like technical, polished, but yeah, I could be convinced the Heat make a run. I'm not gonna bet against Jimmy B. Like, didn't he pose Selena Gomez or something too? So he's got game, man. He works.
I can't pronounce Victor's name.
It's Babatunde. It's Babatunde. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Hey, man. If you're listening to the show and your name is Brandon Eugene or Babatunde, we welcome you.
Say his first name,
so
PJ.
Glad. Babatunde.
No, his first name.
Tuned in. What is it?
Kahinde, I think it is.
Oh, no.
Kehinde.
Listen, if you have that kid, I want you to name Babatunde, Jake.
No, we good.
Why, man? That's a sweet name. Kahinde Babatunde.
That's why he changed it, right?
All right, so we got the Heat.
You got a point.
Let's wrap it up. Heat, Suns. Oh, look at that. Theme going. Heat, Suns, Nuggets. Let's see. If we had to boil it down to one of those three, who are we picking to make it?
It's either the Nuggets or the Heat for me.
Yeah, I like
just
the Suns.
Because of the experience.
Yeah, I like the Suns. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
Just because they've got a hard road.
Yeah.
And they don't make the playoffs. Sure. Yeah.
Suns and Heat in the finals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's the Heat. Nuggets a solid second.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Jake, how about this? If the Suns are still alive next week.
Well, I would hope so. The playoffs are still going on next week.
Oh,
it's not like a 2-game series.
No. I want them to be out 4 games before we record again next week.
I mean, game 3 is Thursday. Game 4 is next Sunday. So
I want them to quit
before
next Sunday.
Okay.
There, he said
like,
it.
There's no.
Just quit. Yeah.
Just quit.
Right,
just quit now.
Okay. Jesus.
Although I will say, I don't think the Lakers are as unbeatable, as untouchable as everyone is thinking they are.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think they got some kinks. I think they got some flaws. If they don't make the finals, it will be shocking, but not unexpected entirely, I don't think. Let's see what happens.
I think that's the same for the Nets. If they don't win it, I don't think it's going to be that shocking. They barely played together this year.
Yeah.
As a unit.
Fellas, let's get off topic. We talked a little bit about the play-in that we had. Were you guys shocked to see the Grizzlies do that to the Warriors? Do that?
I mean, Ja Morant went off
that
in the fourth quarter in overtime. I think out of the 35, he dropped 15 in the fourth in overtime. Like his number came up, and he's like, "All right, bet What do you need me to do? And he carried that team. I am shocked, but at the same time, not surprised. I don't know what the best take for that is. Like I thought Warriors were going to be in the playoffs, so I guess I am surprised. But I love the Grizzlies. I love Morant, so I'm kind of happy for him.
So we have another reoccurring theme. John Morant's name really isn't John Morant. It's Demetrius Jamil.
What the?
Oh no,
Demetrius Jamil Morant. So I see where the jaw come from. At least I get where the name come from. The nickname comes from. I get that. Everyone else, it was like, where do you get Victor from? Where do you get Ty? Where do you get Julio from?
All right. If your name is Brandon, Eugene, Babatunde, or what was it?
Demetrius.
Jesus. These names, though.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much.
Feel free to sign off now.
I was completely shocked. I had the Warriors making it. I didn't think. I mean, at this point, I was just happy that the Grizzlies made it that far. It was a good stepping stone for them, a good stepping stone for John Morant. John Morant just had other plans. My man said he wasn't going home. And here they are in the playoffs. I don't know necessarily how much damage they'll do against the Jazz. But hey, it's a good stepping stone for a young guy in year two, a young, Grizzlies team. Still trying to add and to find their way. So it sucks for Steph. It really sucks mainly for Steph because that man was having an absolute phenomenal year. I mean,
April 1st hit.
And my guy said, I'm going off. I'm just absolutely going off. Because they didn't make the playoffs, I can't consider him as MVP. If they would have made it, I would have completely stood on the table for Steph to win it. But
he's one of the finalists, so apparently other people disagree.
Oh, no, definitely. But yeah, I'm definitely happy for them. Definitely happy for Demetrius. Go get that first round exit.
Let's start a trend and just start calling him Timmy Morant from now on. While we're on the topic of MVPs here, let's get off topic and get on that topic of finalists. The NBA announced the 3 finalists for each annual award. There's some good ones in here, gents. Maybe let's talk about it for a few minutes. MVP finalists, they've got Steph. Of course, we just talked about Joel Embiid, Jokic. Who's your favorite to win there?
I'm going to go with Jokic.
Definitely Jokic, the only
because
answer.
Of the simple fact he's been the most consistent, and to lose a all-star caliber point guard in Murray and still be able to produce, still get the offense running, just shows how important you really are to your team. I would say he has that effect of a Luka, effect of a LeBron type effect, where if you take him off, I don't think the Nuggets are as successful. And that's just how much he means to the Nuggets. So he's my favorite. I say Embiid second, then Steph. So
yep, I agree that it's Jokic, and I agree because there's not many offenses that run through the big man anymore. There's not many offenses where the big man is your number one option.
Yeah. He's basically playing point center.
Yeah, he is the Nuggets offense right now. We talked about other people stepping out. Michael Porter for sure has, but Jokic is their offense right now. That's the definition of the most valuable player to me. I could see Steph though as number 2 above Joel Embiid though, because just as Jokic stepped up when Murray went down, Steph stepped up and almost dragged him single-handedly to the playoffs from the half-point line. I know Jig's kind of mad a little bit about that.
Well, because for me, MVP means most valuable player, the player that's the most valuable to that team. And I understand Jokic went off when he lost his point guard, but other players stepped up, correct? Klay has been out for 2 years. And what happened last year when Curry wasn't playing? They got a top 3 pick in the draft. Curry playing now was able to get them at least into the play-in. Jokic still had players help him. Right now, anyone else on the Warriors, I love Draymond, but he's not an offensive guy. They're barely role players. He has a horrible team surrounded by him. And he was able to do what he did in the Western Conference, which is way more difficult. He had to drop 35 to 40 points a night just to carry them into the play-in.
Just to lose to a guy named Demetrius.
Oh, no, Timmy.
But the Grizzlies have an all-around better team than the Warriors do now without Clay.
And let's continue the trend. What's
that one? That might
what's
be
Steph's
tough. I might agree.
name again? Wardell?
Yeah.
Wardell Curry?
Well, his Wardell Stephen Curry. His
Yeah.
middle name is Stephen. So
Steve, wait. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Defensive player of the year. Rudy cries a lot. Gobert, Draymond Green, Ben Simmons.
I'm
that
gonna
favorite
go
there?
Ben. I'm gonna go
same,
Big Ben.
same.
Ben. He's
No love for
took-
Draymond there, Jake?
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Simmons has took a back seat, and I feel like they've let the true superstar of that team take over in Embiid as it should have been, and he's accepted it. And he said, "Okay, well, let me make sure I shine somewhere else." And he's been really good defensively. So, if many are going to consider Embiid as an MVP, why not give Defensive Player of the Year to Simmons?
Yeah, I
Good-
think it's
good argument.
more difficult to guard actual guards than it
Yeah.
is other big men, which is why I think Ben Simmons takes it, because he was consistently guarding like
And
top
he's
point
6'8".
guards. Yeah, trying to keep up with these 6'2", 6'3" point guards. Just
Height advantage definitely, but speed advantage everybody else in the league.
yeah. I mean, Rudy Gobert's like 7'2". Obviously, you're gonna block shots. You're gonna get rebounds. What else are you supposed to do? So that's why I think it goes to Ben for that.
Six-man finalist, 2 Jazz players. Of course, I'm not going to leave any doubt who I'm picking here.
So we'll give it to the one non-Jazz player.
Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles, Derrick Rose. It's got to be Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles has been valuable 6-man for, 34 years straight, man.
I honestly feel like this race is a lot closer than the rest of them. I will agree with you on Joe Ingles, but man, Derrick Rose has also been really great this year, especially since, moving to the Knicks and playing meaningful basketball again. But also Clarkson has also been really good for them as well. I know he's one of those players that can be hot and cold, but he's kind of paved a nice way for the Jazz. So the Jazz are fortunate to have 2 good 6-man of the year candidates. So I'll go with Ingles. I'll give the Jazz a small bit of love for once.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
I'm going D Rose. I don't see why it wouldn't be D Rose.
All right, so anyways.
Continue.
Rookie of the year. This is going to be really
LaMelo.
interesting.
Yeah, this is
Yeah. All right. So after Rookie of the Year, because it's LaMelo. So
Yeah,
I don't know
this
why
is
we're
LaMelo.
ranking.
Well, so
Don't
no
get me
love
wrong.
for
Ant did great. Yeah, he did great.
No love for Ant.
They
fellas?
were out of the playoffs in January. So
Yeah,
no.
the fact that LaMelo got his team to the play-in,
And was out with an injury.
was out for 3 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks around there.
Yeah, so it's definitely LaMelo. It was always LaMelo's to lose. No one was ever really going to contend. Ant would, but I feel like he started out kind of rough. He picked it up late, but had he been playing like that all season, then you would have a true who wins, and then I would have to go Ant. But yeah, it's LaMelo all the way.
Yeah. Like it's LaMelo, and then you have to wait a little bit, and then it's Ant.
Well, I'm glad there's consensus on at least one of these. Joe Ingles, for sure, and LaMelo. Most improved player, you already know where I'm going here.
Julius Randle. Thanks, man.
Michael Porter Jr.
Oh God. How?
Yeah, I'm there with Julius Randle.
Michael
Okay.
Porter Jr.
How is it most improved? I would understand comeback because he was hurt, but how is it most improved?
I said it before.
Because he went 9 to 19 points. That's just because he had more minutes.
No, I literally talked about that.
Well, I fell asleep.
He's doing
so.
it. He's doing it on better shooting. his efficiency went up 5-6%. 5-6% is huge in
Okay.
NBA. You don't just go from a 50% shooter to look at this guy Jake typing in stats here about Orange Julius. This guy, he doesn't even have an argument built up. I just hit this man with
Oh, I
six
do
facts.
have.
I hit this man with 6 facts, and he's got to Google Orange Julius to find some reason why Julius Randle deserves it. Is Randle carrying the team? Sure. Michael Porter stepped up and showed a drastic improvement. The Michael Porter of 2021 is not Michael Porter of 2020.
Okay.
And it can't be. He was hurt majority of it.
Exactly, which is why I would say
he's not the Michael Porter
comeback.
of 2019 either.
Yeah, he was hurt as well.
Which is why I would say he's more of a comeback player than most improved.
The best ability is availability.
And he wasn't available.
And he was finally available for one season.
So he improved.
So let me say this
not available to available.
Before Jake goes on his I heart Julius Randle rant. It's definitely Randle for me. To see him, when he was on the Lakers. Who did he play for after?
Definitely Randle to me.
Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans for one season.
So in those two teams, he showed the promise, but this year he finally put it together and he's done it consistently night in and night out. That is a big improvement. So
he went from 27% 3-point to 41%.
Yeah, that's a big improvement. So I'll go with
that's more than little 5% than what you were saying for this guy.
Oh no.
I forgot his name, but span that we were just talking. And went from 19.5 to 24 points, had 10 rebounds, and was dropping 6 dimes a game at the 4 position. So
what are you saying?
That he's gonna win the award. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
How about this?
No.
Michael Porter's true shooting percentage and win shares are higher than Randle's.
That's cool. I mean, he has probably the MVP candidate on his team, so you can't really go by win shares on that.
Yeah, I'm with Jake on this one. I can't give it to Porter because of the simple fact he was hurt in college. I don't know if he played more than 10 games. He got hurt.
This man got drafted with a bad back.
Yeah, then he didn't even play rookie season that much. And then last year he came on late as they got into the bubble. So yeah, comeback player because of what he had to endure to get to where he is now. Yes.
Most improved.
But what is he improving from? I mean, he was good
2
in
games?
high school. Yeah, he was a monster. He was labeled the next coming of Durant. So I can't say he's improved. He's showing me this is what he was.
Randle's definitely no, because he's never shown it in NBA.
He showed in high school. This is what he was.
Yeah, okay. There are plenty of guys who ball out in high school and college and just can't cut it
Kwame Brown.
in the NBA. Look at Kwame Brown who's running his trap now. Yeah, look at
he's broke.
Odom.
Sure can't guard me.
I forget it. But anyways, Porter hasn't shown that he's been anything but a role player in NBA. Yes, of course he's been injured, but in the time he has played, he hasn't showed anything but role player. This season, he showed more than that.
When the star point guard went down, then they're like, I guess you have to start.
Here's a really interesting stat. Porter's 64.6% effective field goal percentage is the second highest in a single season for any player who averaged at least 19 points behind Wilt Chamberlain.
What was it?
The second most efficient season in NBA history. He's 22 years old.
What was the percentage?
So I'm not talking about, yes, his minutes increased, but he's scoring at will and regularly. I don't see how you argue against it. Randle's gonna win just because he's taken the Knicks from dumpster team to 4 seed. Of course he's gonna win it. I think there's a solid case that you're overlooking from Michael Porter.
No one's overlooking it. Like we just said, he finally had a season where he wasn't hurt.
But Michael Porter wasn't like trash.
Yeah.
He was. In the NBA, absolutely he was trash.
You just said availability over ability. He wasn't available. How is that being trash?
But when he was available, his
2 games?
When he was available, his efficiency was not good.
Well, because every time he went into a jump shot, he would get hurt.
Yeah, it didn't need to be. You had Jokic and you had Murray.
He'd get
He was
off
not
off the
drafted to be the
bench
number
and then
one.
walk right back because his back hurt.
Oh boy, I broke my back. Hey, last category: NBA Coach of the Year: Quinn Snyder, Tom Thibodeau, Monty Williams.
Monty.
Quinn Snyder, of course, obviously.
Just
Tom Thibodeau.
to what he's done. I mean, I can see the Knicks.
What did he do?
But just because of where the Suns have come from, I feel like the Suns have been in a bigger drought than the Knicks have been.
How?
They haven't made the playoffs since 2009.
Okay, wow. So but before then,
2013. Also before then, when they had Steve Nash and all those guys.
yeah, when they were stacked, yes.
So you're going back almost 2 decades. Get out of here, bro.
So Monty Williams was just gonna win Coach of the Year because why?
Who is Monty Williams? I mean, we've seen Thibodeau in several instances.
Mhm.
Chicago, wasn't he Minnesota?
And then when he left Chicago, what happened to the team? Trash. He went to Minnesota. He took them to the playoff appearance for the first time since
and
Kevin
Monty
Garnett
Williams
left. And then what happened to
takes
Minnesota?
a team
Trash.
that's been trash for a
CP3
decade.
fixes a team.
CP3 helped fix the team.
Exactly. He did it in OKC, and what happened?
Look, bro, not everything can be about the Knicks. Like,
I'm
I
not-
understand
I'm
where
literally
you're coming
saying-
from, but not everything can be about the Knicks. All right, man. You
In
gotta
this
show
aspect,
love
yes.
somewhere else.
Monty Williams just picked
Number
the team
2
that was already
seed in a
stacked
harder conference
with
over the
CP3
4th
and
seed.
Devin Booker. Yes.
With the 4th seed. Let me get Monty.
And Quinn Snyder was
I'm glad
just
we
there.
all agree with Monty. All right, let's go.
Anybody.
I like what's happening here.
I would pick Quinn Snyder over Monty Williams.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
That's a lie. He's just
Hey, what's
saying
Monty
it.
Williams' first name?
Let's look it up.
Alex.
Montgomery.
Has no like significance of Monty or anything in it.
Hey, at least it's a name that that matches with his nickname, though.
Yeah.
I really was expecting to Google Monty Williams, and it's like Cordavius Bryant the third or something. I agree that Monty Williams has done something, but
what did he do?
Quinn Snyder, though, man, the fact that he's taken a team that's so under the radar to top seed, and his bench is stacked, man. Like people forget that coaches are supposed to develop players too, man. His bench is deep, you know.
And they lost Mitchell.
He's doing a great job, not just with his stars. He's doing a great job all around with that team.
And losing Mitchell that's not something. Oh, it's just him. We can do whatever.
Spider-Man.
To still keep the team afloat. Monty literally is just sitting there letting CP3 coach the team.
His name is Montgomery, bro. He's old. He can't.
That's like every head coach besides Spoelstra that he has. They're just there for the ride.
Oh no! So you saying he's Ty Lue?
Yes.
Oh no!
Just there for the ride.
Oh no! Monty's the new Ty Lue, he said. All right. Hey, let's move on. Best playoff series that you guys want to watch? Round 1. It's clearly.
I'm gonna say the Clippers, Mavs.
No, not that.
I mean, the Clippers and Mavs. I can't believe the Mavs. Well, I mean, I can. Pandemic P is real and alive, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Clippers, Mavs. I feel like is the most intriguing.
I think Blazers Nuggets is gonna be good.
I'm surprised that you don't want. Yeah, Blazer Nuggets is gonna be great. I do want to see. You guys haven't been talking about Facundo, but I do want to see that the Spaniard. There, he's got the first shot at guarding Dame, which means Dame's either. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's gonna make for good highlights, which means either Dame's gonna go off and make some great highlight shots, or you're gonna see great coaching, great team defense that shuts down Dame. I think that's a good matchup, but it's not the top matchup for me. And I hate the Lakers. I feel like that Lakers Sun series is going to be great. Like you said, Jake, I could see that going on to 7 games. Also, I'm surprised Matt didn't pick that series
because it'll be over in 5.
Oh,
it's not over.
Wow,
how
do you think the Lakers are going to lose?
Monty Williams is amazing.
It'll be over in 5. It'll be over in 5.
You really think the Lakers are going to go home 4-1? All right.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, LeBron just got to stop partying. and breaking protocol.
Oh,
Apparently, he didn't break it and he gets suspended.
Of course he didn't. He owns the NBA.
Why it's
100
over?
yeah,
they're
Why
not.
it's over
They're
in
not going to
five?
have
100%
LeBron miss the
broke it.
playoffs.
Why
Yeah,
is
he
it?
100%
Why is
broke
it
it.
over in 5? Because the Phoenix Suns do not match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, look, yes, it was a regular season game, but obviously we have to go based off of the last time they saw each other. The Lakers team had their way with the Phoenix Suns, and LeBron James wasn't even on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You are talking about, I don't know who's on the Phoenix Suns bench. The Lakers can literally beat you any type of way. You want to go big, you're too small because you can't out-rebound Drummond and Davis. We saw they didn't even have an answer for Davis. I don't know who's guarding LeBron. Yeah, they have Booker. Yeah, they have, CP3, who are, their main guys, but the Lakers literally have so many guards to throw at them. Caruso is a very underrated defensive player in the league.
That's true.
Lakers in 5.
So you speak with a lot of confidence, but you're also the guy that said the Warriors would walk all over the Grizzlies, and look what happened. So
Everybody said
you
that.
don't have
And you also say Monty
you don't
Williams
have any room.
is
Everybody
coach of
said
the
that.
year, so.
Nobody here had the Grizzlies beating the Warriors.
And the fact that the Lakers struggled so mightily against the Warriors, who the Grizzlies just 2-0'd.
Can AD even play 7 games?
Oh no.
Yes. He showed that last year.
Oh no.
Next argument.
Barely.
It's too heavy.
Barely,
slow.
as he went to a championship. They have nobody to guard that guy. The Lakers look sluggish, yes, because their best 2 players
Yeah, just let his osteoporosis guard
have
him, bro.
played a total of
This
I don't
man's
know
body's
how many
falling apart, bro.
games.
Just all you have to do is stay alive 6 games, and
Lakers in 5.
AD will guard himself.
That's
all.
just so disrespectful.
It's not. Lakers in 5.
It is.
If it was anybody else, the Suns would have a better chance. You do not match up well with the Lakers. You just don't.
The next few
can't tell me
shows
how
are going to
they
be
do.
very interesting to see what has happened, to see how Matt's confidence has either
You
grown.
can't tell me why
or
the
fallen
Suns match up without saying CP3 and Booker. Oh, quiet.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying.
Oh no.
I was looking at the
You couldn't hear
Nuggets
anything.
Blazer score.
Yeah, exactly, because you have no argument as to
Oh no, I
No.
stopped listening when you said Lakers in 5.
and this is why he
Because
that's
has no
ridiculous.
valid argument.
No, because it's
He has no-
ridiculous. You're just
so
like,
give,
well,
give me your
LeBron.
argument. Give me your argument.
You look at the team. Look what they did the entire Western Conference. You act like they're just gonna. Nope, they're not gonna show up. They're just
And
gonna win
look
one
what the
game.
Lakers have done without being healthy.
Barely made it with the play-in. Woo!
I mean, they're in there. You think they're sitting here if AD and LeBron never get hurt? No.
Obviously.
So obviously, if they don't get hurt, they're better than the Suns are. But yet you're telling me the Suns will beat them? Get out of here.
Yes,
You're not even sold on your own argument right now.
I am. I even said it's gonna go to Game 7, which is giving respect to the Lakers.
But you're not telling me why though.
All right. So who you gonna throw at Booker? Realistically, who's gonna guard Booker?
Caruso, Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
But they're
Horton
actually
Tucker.
gonna guard Booker.
Oh no,
Yes.
that was
Like-
a mistake. That was a mistake, Matt.
Like Booker's
Yes.
Booker's gonna be
Now,
held
again,
to less than
nobody's saying
15
that-
points.
Nobody's saying that he's going to be shut down. I mean, you don't need those guys to shut him down. Curry went off when they played him in the play-in. The guy had dropped 35, but Caruso got key stops when it
Because it's
mattered.
only Curry, which goes back to what I was saying. There's nobody else on that team.
Okay, but when those guys drive in, CP3 drives in, who's he going to be facing? You have trees down there, bro. There's
Just cut
literally
'em down.
nobody else that they can throw at to help score. Again, the Lakers have so much depth. They can literally beat you however way you want them to beat you.
Then why do they struggle so much?
What? They won the championship. Now you just,
I'm not talking about last year.
now you're
I
just
think
saying
whisper.
stuff, bro.
So you
You're just saying stuff now, bro. Why do they struggle?
you sleeped on
They were
Aiden, Matt?
hurt. Yes, I'm sleeping on Aiden.
oh no.
I don't know why.
Why should I be? I mean, I told you to give me a reason. You didn't even bring him up. Oh, he's
All right,
quiet.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. There's gonna be
Lakers
interesting
are fine.
dynamic next week or the following week. Jake and Matt. It'll be interesting to see who's bragging and who's quiet in the corner over here. Let's wrap it up, fellas. We're going in circles. Let's talk about the hype. I just want to kick us off real quick. I brought this up a few episodes back. The Vivo Barefoot Magnet Trail FGs that I wanted to purchase. Those shoes I wanted to buy. I sent you a link.
Oh yeah.
You took interest because you love me.
Yeah.
Fellas,
Did you get them?
income refund came in. Tax refund came in. Copped them. They're on the way. I didn't realize this company is in Netherlands. So
Oof.
I'll see them in August, I think is.
Like every other package that goes to your house.
Yeah, but I'm excited though. I'm really excited for them. I should get them in like a week. So I'll let you know my full review next week. They look fresh, but more than just the look, I'm excited to wear them and feel them on my feet, man. I feel like they're gonna revolutionize my foot game. As
You mean
as
shoe
someone,
game?
no, my foot game.
Okay,
Like
let's just.
I want arch support. I want my heels to be strong. Listen, when you reach a certain age, man, you just want your bones not to hurt. You know what I mean? So
Maybe.
that's
Do you
it.
not have arches in your feet?
Oh, no, I'm like that fish from SpongeBob, that flat-footed fish.
Oh no.
Anyways, fellas, what are you hyped for?
I'll let Matt take this.
Something I'm hyped for. I mean, I think I said it, if not last week, a couple weeks ago. Same as PJ. NBA playoffs is here. It's a really exciting time. Really good basketball is going to be played. Teams will be tested. Teams will surprise, and it's just good to watch good basketball, meaningful basketball, not none of this regular season stuff. Now we get to see what teams are made of, and so playoff basketball is something that I'm hyped for. And just real quick, we had somebody mentioned in when we asked you guys what you guys were hyped for. Caleb said he was excited for Phoenix to be in the playoffs just to get beaten 5. So we appreciate you, Caleb.
Yeah, man. Caleb's out there in Arizona. Must be nice to see the local team doing well. Caleb, thanks for the support. Love you and Luna as well. We gotta get Luna on the show, man.
And your wife Lucy, in case PJ forgot.
I just didn't want to say that.
Just say the family, bro.
Yeah, love you and the family. I didn't want to tell the man I loved his wife on a public internet show. I just want to say I love the whole family. I'm rambling now. Hey, Caleb, thanks for the support, brother. Appreciate
Jake,
it.
what are you hyped for, Jake?
Oh no.
I'm gonna say the same as Matt. The playoffs. I've been excited for it for a while. The Knicks are in it. I think they have a favorable matchup in the first round. But I don't think they get anywhere close to anything else. I think it ends in the second round. But I'm excited. See what happens.
It's gonna make for some good shows here as we dig into the playoffs. There's gonna be some juicy storylines here. I'm excited to see what's up. Well, that's our show. Regulars, we thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned, man. We got some heat coming for you soon. We've been taking some suggestions on how to improve the show. We got a couple format changes. We got some things coming to really spice it up, get things going. We thank you for your feedback. Leave some more comments below. Shoot us a message on Instagram. Love to hear from you, the regulars. You make the show. We do it for you. I also do it because I want to hear Matt and Jake argue. I love it. But
oh, don't worry, buddy. Me and your time is coming when we talk greatest receivers of all time.
It's Moss.
And
it's not even close.
I am so ready for that episode.
It's
I'm just gonna kick back and
it's
chill.
Moss, and it's not even.
That's why I do the show for the debates. You got to do it for the debates, man.
Let's just say I'm on. Let's say I'm on Matt's side for this.
Oh, of course you're on Matt's. Of course you're on Matt's side. You hate agreeing with me.
God,
I could say the sun is yellow, and Jake would be like, it's not.
I literally said I would go for Quinn Snyder over Monty Williams.
That's because you hate Monty Williams. That's why.
I hate the fact that he's leading the finalists.
Yeah, you wouldn't pick Quinn Snyder out of all the coaches. You just picked him as the option
But I agreed with you.
to Monty
You
Williams.
said I never agreed with you.
Oh boy.
Just stop taking horrible
Dang, bro.
takes.
So you couldn't even agree with me that you agreed with me? All right, let's move on. We'll see you next week. We got a lot coming on. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. These guys are excited. They missed me. I'm back. Let's see what happens next week. We are the regular guys.
Peace.
Regular Guys Podcast.